Hi, I'm State Senator Joe Markley here in the Senate chamber. We're not in session, obviously, and haven't been for a while. Won't be next week either, as I understand it. But things have been very, very busy at the Capitol, and I want to bring you a little bit of an update. I'll say, speaking of busy, in my experience, this session has been far more hectic already than any that I've ever been involved with. The committee process is just coming to an end. Of the 5 committees that I serve on, 3 are finished. The Judiciary Committee will wrap up its work on Friday, and the Appropriations Committee will be the only one that I'm part of which continues. I've been on 3 subcommittees on appropriations dealing with different pieces of the budget, and I just did the last subcommittee report today, so that's behind me. It's a little hard to explain why it's been so busy here because it's not directly related to our budget crisis. I honestly think that part of it has to do with the fact that the Republicans are in this tied situation in the Senate and have more leverage. I think the result of that, unfortunately in my opinion, has been that more bills have been raised. We've had Republican bills as well as Democrat bills to deal with. I'm proud to say on the Human Services Committee we kept the number very, very low, but on a lot of the committees there's been a lot of legislation before us, which is a time-consuming thing to do. And as I'm sure you've heard me express, it concerns me when we try to take on too many bills. I think we have the chances of making a mistake, the chances of doing something poorly are just that much stronger. The question, of course, is not where we've been, but where it's going. The Appropriations Committee procedure will go forward over the next couple of weeks to actually have a budget arrived at by the committee. But I still believe the budget that's arrived at by the committee is not likely to have too much to do with the budget that finally is agreed on by the General Assembly. That will be a document that will go into the mix as negotiations go forward between the governor and legislative leadership. And if past sessions are any indication, when those parties come to an agreement, then a budget which may be substantially different from what we've seen in appropriations will be presented, let's say with relatively short notice, to the rest of the General Assembly to vote on yes or no. I don't like that process, but I'm realistic about it, and I do my best to participate in it and to bend things in the direction I think they should go. But in the end, my vote is my own, and if I don't believe in the budget before me, I'm not going to support it. And you know how important I feel it is that we hold the line on spending, and let me say particularly on borrowing. I have in my hand here a report that came out just yesterday from Moody's, the investor service. The headline is "Weak Economy, High Fixed Costs Test Connecticut's Fiscal Management." They point out that Connecticut already has the highest fixed costs for debt service of any state in the country, and we're on the way for that to become 30% of our budget, 30% of our budget to be just paying back the money we owe. Again, if you're a homeowner, if you're somebody that's dealt in the real world, you know how dangerous it is for the expense of borrowed money to take over the household budget. It's exactly the same problem in the state of Connecticut, and it's a matter of paying for years to come for money that we've already spent and received the benefit from, a very dangerous practice. This is one of the reasons, of course, that I've been so concerned about projects that put the state deeper in the hole of debt, like the Busway and currently like the XL Center, the $250 million that's being sought for that renovation. If I have one piece of good news or suspected piece of good news, it's that I don't really expect that Hartford Civic Center money is going to go forward this session. I think that it's reached a point where too many people, including experts like Moody's and people from all around the country, realize what a bind we've put ourselves in. And I don't see how even a majority of the Democrats can get behind that kind of funding. Understand, I like the city of Hartford and I want to see Hartford come back. It's not a lack of sympathy for them, but the state of Connecticut can't afford this, and I really don't believe that it brings $250 million of value to Hartford's recovery in any case. We will be in session, I expect, in about 10 days from now, but I will try to come back if either then or between now and then with another update for you. And in the meantime, if you're looking for news, you can visit my website, senatormarkley.com, and I appreciate your attention, and we'll talk again soon.